All right, good morning, everyone. We're live. Sorry, I'm scrambling around. I just got off my recording with Michael Zuber, so I think in about a week he'll start having some announcements on the one rental at a time event in February. So be on the lookout for that. But I got Ray, What Pros Do, and Harrison Trade Better 99 this morning. So morning, fellas.
Good morning.
Morning.
All right, let me just go live on Instagram. All right, cool. So this one is kind of Harrison want to discuss this. I heard them talking a little bit off camera about Grand Rapids, Michigan, and Ray is in what area again? And you are in
Uh,
your Airbnb is where?
yep, I'm over there in a city called Granville, which is literally like 10 minutes away from Grand Rapids.
Yeah.
And
So
Harrison want to know about the apocalypse of the Airbnb that he's hearing so much about. So maybe Harrison, you can dig into that a little bit.
sure. I don't know what's been happening to my YouTube algorithm, but all of a sudden I'm getting so many different videos talking about I regret buying real estate, and then it goes directly into Airbnb. Airbnb ruined my life. Oh, I can't. I'm not going to survive here. And then it's just everything popped up is like, yeah, I think Ray's doing okay because you would let us know if things were kind of
Oh
messing
yeah.
up right now. So I was like, all right, Ray, we need to know what is going on in your neck of the woods, especially since Zuber even just announced that Grand Rapids is, you know, bustling. It's kind of wild.
Yeah, I did a lot of research before I even had bought the property like last year, right?
Right.
And I was researching about Grand Rapids and how it was the fastest growing city in America, right? And then I actually went down there to verify before I even purchased the property. And one of the things that I really noticed in the area that I was going to be investing in, which is the Grand Rapids area, um, dude, there's a lot of like high end retail stores in that market. And I'm talking about like, really high end brands. Like, you got Tesla over there, you got like some high end vehicles over there, expensive stores. And I'm just like, I'm looking around and I'm just a little confused because like the income, I'm like trying to figure out where it's coming from, right? But there is a huge medical facilities in that area, great schools in that area. So, definitely somebody is consuming all and that's what kind of made me realize, hey, if you have big companies investing in a location like this, they have a lot more, budget to do research and understanding, and it probably wouldn't be a bad idea for me to kind of just maybe take a deeper dive into this market. You know what I mean? And yeah, just kind of correlate to what you're saying, but also when I do a lot of my own researches, I just kind of get a lay of the land. I go to the restaurants, I ask the locals, and dude, the vibe there is just chill. It's a really beautiful place.
Yeah, it really looks like it. And what do you think is going to happen like in the next year? Do you think this is just a blip, or do you think it'll just keep going up?
Well, what I can tell you is this, right? My buddy who I purchased the house from,
Hmm.
he's a local there. He's lived there pretty much most of his whole life. And what he noticed from his local viewpoint was like it was just getting bigger and he was getting pushed out. And that was kind of like part of his issue, right? The place was becoming more expensive. And that's from somebody who's been living there for most of his life. He's like, dude, I can't even afford this place anymore, right? But for
Right.
us looking outside, right? I live over here in the Seattle area. It's way still way more affordable, right? But like
Right.
for somebody like local like him, it is someplace that's becoming tougher to live, right? And if you can get in the market, from what I've experienced, right, what's going on over there, um, I've proven a strategy, right? I have proven a strategy that is absolutely tearing cash flow wise, and I'm gonna let it give me more results. I'm gonna let the year kind of like unfold itself, and when it unfolds itself and it truly reveals to me that, hey, it's gonna make $50,000 or $60,000 in a year, right? I'm gonna repeat the process. So that is once I got that, I'm going deeper and I'm gonna keep grabbing some cash flow.
Nice.
All right, before we move on, let's say good morning to everyone tuning in. We got John deconstructing dreams. I'll put his channel in the chat soon, but go check out his YouTube channel. He's doing a lot of cool stuff on short-term rentals. I love what he's doing. So he's always picking Ray's brain. But Dion's here. He just finished his live, so thanks for tuning in, Dion. And we got Frank, old guy REI, tuning in, and he does say, Harrison, great choice in what you're wearing. And so there is the PayPal link for that shirt, which Frank is raising money for the Blind Center to donate to the Blind Center at the ORAD event. And real quick, let's dig into why do you have Costco behind you? So Jovi says he loves Costco.
Yeah, so this was from your live on Saturday where Lindsay, Jen, and I can't remember the other lady's name, but yeah, so they're bashing on Costco and everything, saying, oh, it's consumerism at its worst. I'm just saying, hey, I shop at Costco. I save money on my prices, and I'm a shareholder. Not a financial advisor, but a shareholder. And I like making money off this. So I'm going to rep Costco. So if we want to go back and forth, I'm here for it.
Yeah,
So,
I think so. We can dig into that later if Ray does have a Costco membership or if he
Yeah.
shops at those type of areas. But we got a lot of Airbnb hosts tuning in. We got Kenny, Troy, like I said, John's here. So I think a lot of Jen's here. So good morning. We got Jeff, JOD Systems, in Pennsylvania. But yeah, I think the biggest thing is that it seems like the common theme is that a lot of people may have jumped in with unexpected, expectations based on COVID pricing and whatnot. So, do you feel as if that's the kind of why people are struggling, that people aren't doing the extra effort to make their product stick out?
Are you talking to me or Trade Better?
Well, for you, because you're the one
Okay.
with the
yeah, you're the one
Airbnb,
doing
right?
it. Yeah.
Oh, okay. I'm kind of in my own bubble, Mark. I'm not going to sit here and assume I know everybody's market. But what I can tell you is in my bubble and what I'm seeing, I'm just like in my own little sheltered area and I'm killing it, bro. I'm tearing it up. You know what I'm saying? I'm over here for a half court and I'm making it in. You know what I mean? So all I can say is speak from that standpoint, and you got to take that with a grain of salt because I think I found a hot market, and like I got a question here from Troy. He's like, "Hey, what are you gonna do about the slow season, dude? I'm already booking out to October, and my mortgage there is like $1,000. You know what I mean? So that was like a 2 week booking, and it covers like close to $3,000. Like it's like what I'm saying, and I'm just saying it hasn't been too difficult for me as of lately, but I don't know what it's going to do in the wintertime. I hope it keeps going good, but I think for me right now, I'm just in a point of just like, let's see what the data does, right? Let's see what the bookings do. And I try not to concern myself with problems that aren't there yet. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, that's a good point. I mean, how do you feel about, because you were pretty anxious about investing out of state? How has it felt now that you're doing it?
Dude, it was just like everything. Like when you haven't done it, everything is scary, everything sucks. But now that I've done it, it feels business as casual, it feels normal.
That's
And
awesome.
and now that I feel this way, like I said, like I'm not scared to do another one. I just want proof for like a lot of people, right? Once you find something as an investor and you have a tried and true way of like repeating it, that's when you keep going. You know what I
Yeah,
mean?
I know. Yeah.
So,
Yeah, so John posts, so many jumped into short-term rental during COVID times, chasing that easy money uh, without learning to be a good host, I believe. They didn't underwrite being able to pivot, so now returns are less and they're getting crushed.
Yeah.
Would you
yeah.
kind of agree with that,
Yeah.
Ray?
Yeah, I think so. I think this could have gone completely differently, right? What if I purchased a property and I didn't do my research and I invested as much money as I did in Michigan, right? That's a substantial amount of money that I spent there. And let's say this thing was doing maybe $200 better than what a long-term rental. Well, I'd be having a lot different conversation right now than what we'd be having, right? So I think it's important. to do the boots on the ground research. But also, can I say this? Never did I expect that it would do this well, right? So
Yeah.
maybe just have a have not such a crazy expectation, so you can be happily surprised. You know what I'm saying?
All right, there's a lot of questions. Do you think, well, before we get into the questions, do you think maybe it's just yours is a unicorn? Like, your property, but you said, like you said, you did the research, right? You kind of dug into it, and that's kind of why you actually chose that area, right?
I think it was a mixture of research and also having the right combination of deal, right?
Yeah.
Because I don't think it would be as successful if my mortgage was 3,500. You know what I
Right.
mean? Right? But like the fact that the deal and the location is working well together hand in hand, it makes it even a better situation. Because I think even other operators in the area, they don't have the kind of capex that I have. You know what I'm saying? Like it's just way lower.
Yeah, and I mean your
John,
marketing's fantastic too. That was the big thing, is that a lot of Airbnb hosts still struggle with it. So
John says Airbnb has also booted over 400K hosts, which is great. So many of those folks should never have gotten into space to begin with. So, are you aware of that also, Ray? Or
Yeah.
like,
Well,
do you know why Airbnb booted that many hosts off?
oh no, no. Like I said, I feel bad because like you would think I'd be like really deep in this, bro. Like since I have like another business, and I do my own thing, I just kind of focus on the kind of stuff that's immediately impacting me, right? And and I don't really dive much deeper than that, so I feel bad. I don't
Well,
really have that great
you
insight.
must be doing well because I saw you post on social media that you do have a new diesel truck, I believe, in the
Bro,
fleet.
Mark, if you've been doing as much traveling as I've been doing in an F-150, bro, that like even Dion and I were talking about. He's like, Ray, if you're gonna go traveling, you better get yourself a diesel, or you know what I'm saying? I was like, noted, noted. Okay.
Did this have anything to do also with your truck breaking down on your last trip?
I think that definitely added to it, right? But it was just dude, if you ever do Pacific Northwest like hauling with an RV, okay? When you go through Coeur d'Alene, Idaho, and like Wyoming, those hills, bro, they're long. And if you're pulling and your car is maybe not that great, you're gonna notice it. And for me, I noticed in the F-150 that I needed a little bit more power.
Josh says, I think Ray has an awesome thing going with his short-term rental sweet spot. I think other oversaturated areas are feeling the economic downturn. Troy says, that's amazing, Ray. You did well. With that kind of cash flow, you can stockpile reserves to offset expenses. So off-season is not an issue. Yeah. And Stan's tuning in. So Stan has his Airbnbs in New Orleans. He says, what are your marketing strategies or other strategies in general that you use to bring more views and bookings to your Airbnb?
Um, I'm sorry, I was reading Troy's question right there. Can you say that again, Mark? I'm sorry.
It says, what are your marketing strategies or other strategies in general that you use to bring more views and bookings to your Airbnb?
To be honest, my wife and I keep it super simple. We are hardcore. Once you first get your Airbnb running, and I'm actually helping a lot of friends and family right now. They see the success I'm having, and they're like, hey, you know what? Let me do house hack, and they're asking these exact same questions. Okay, the first thing you got to do is right when you open the Airbnb, you got to start strong. You got to have the right photos. You got to have all the right copy and writing that you need, because that's going to be your image, right? Of your whole brand, your home business. So for me, my biggest thing is spend the money, do what you need to do to make your property look right, stage it, decorate it, do whatever. And then afterwards, as far as marketing goes, it's the reviews. You are fighting hard for the reviews. So my wife and I, we're doing everything we can, bro. Like to make sure that when the property is getting started, that you're starting strong with those reviews, because those could take you down. You know what I'm saying? So that's would be our strategy. It's nothing crazy, but it's absolutely working for us.
Before I get to some serious questions, Joe V does say, um, I've heard Dion talk before. That was a horrible impression, Ray.
Okay. Hey, I'm sorry. I'm sorry. I wasn't trying to knock him, dude. He was just telling me like I shouldn't be pulling with F-150, and I took note.
Frank says, Ray, so glad to see you're doing so well. What was it perfect from the beginning?
No, bro. Like it's not perfect. I promise you. Like, but the thing is, I have a higher tolerance for stress. Right? I've been in business so for me, this isn't hard. Like I know what hard is. You know what I'm saying? This is easy, in my opinion. Right? But everybody's different. My tolerance for this business, the Airbnb side, it's a nothing burger to me because I can deal with the stress. I can deal with the conversations. My wife and I were like talking. It's like, dude, we could manage these all day. You know what I'm saying? So it depends on what's your stress level, right? Some people might look at this and be like, dude, that's way too hands on, whatever. But like I told you, like I'm running multiple businesses, I'm moving around, but I'm not diving as deep as I guess a lot of other people would go into it.
For example, you just went on a trip, you said, and like you said, your truck broke down. How
Yeah.
much did you have to, I guess maybe how many bookings did you have during that time frame? And were you dealing with a lot of customer or clients at that time? Or guests, I
No,
should say?
during that trip, we were already booked out for the most part. So maybe we had like a trip or two book, but like there's really nothing back office end that you need to do. It just says, "Hey, this person booked. You're gonna make money." I'm like, "Hey, that's good." You know what I'm saying? And then we continue on our trip. But as far as communication, maybe they said, "Hey, where do we get extra towels?" To be honest, we're probably gonna send over like some kind of AI system to do this, but also to work in tandem with like some VA in the Philippines or something.
Yeah.
But right now, we need to keep seeing what it takes to manage it, so we can understand like what we need to implement inside it.
Alex, the accidental investor, says, Ray, I think he clarified later on, but how has your business helped you with your Airbnb success?
Well, I think just my business in general, I have the most flexibility, right? If I need to have time to do something, I just tell one of my clients, "Hey, let's readjust the time or whatever." So having a business that you can kind of manage your own time definitely is helpful. But also, I think I wanted to answer Troy's question, and I'm sorry for the wait, Troy. He was wondering, he's like, "Hey, how long is it going to take to recoup that money?" Right? And that's a great question because you think about it. Gave $40,000 to the seller cash. He spent about $100,000 in rehab. That's 140 cash out to me, right? So, not to mention the seller finance part of that deal. But the cool thing about me, Troy, that in my position, okay, and this is what works for me. I using this money right now, not because I need that cash. I'm using that money so I can invest in the future. So therefore, I can have the lifestyle that I want. Right. So instead of me just going, "Hey, I could go buy $100,000 truck," I'm putting it into this house. So therefore, later it's kicking out this kind of cash flow that I can live on. Right. So I'm in a fortunate position that yes, the property will eventually pay it, but I'm not really relying on that. You know what I mean? I'm more trying to figure out, do I have a correct business model so I can repeat it and do it over and over again?
Nice.
I love that. Let's
Yeah.
see. Flavio's asking. So Flavio's from Grandview, Washington, says, Ray, where is the hot area in Washington for the short term in your experience as a photographer?
Oh, dude, Seattle, 100%. Um, if you have a sick property in Seattle, dude, I think Chris and I, my buddy Chris, he's got one of these it's like a 3 bedroom townhouse kind of situation right in the middle of the city, right next to the stadium. Um, I think he's gonna do somewhere around 113 or $120,000 a year on that property. So if you can get a hot spot in that market, the problem is trying to get a mortgage on that thing now. You know what I mean? Like you're even if you have a really great spot, you're just to tackle down the deal and the monthly payments. That's the part that makes it hard to get into Airbnb space, and that's why I think you need to get a mixture of creative financing, and you need something like that to kind of make it the deal even sweeter. That's just my opinion.
Just want to shout out for tomorrow. I'll be going live at 11 a.m. Eastern. It's going to have Justin Canberra on, first time on the live stream. So he is in that area also, but he'll be talking about his detached ADU that he's been working on. And also Chris Webb will be on, kind of an economist. He invests in Lynchburg. So they'll be on tomorrow. Let's see. Jen says, I agree with John. People didn't underwrite correctly and thought it would be like 2020, 2021 forever. Happened in Smokies and now a lot of selling happening. Yeah.
Oh, I wanted to add to the Justin Camber thing. So I got to check out his ADU. I was actually shooting his property that was right next, that he was kind of splitting the two units together. And it's just cool, right? I actually work a lot with Justin Camber's team to capture their real estate. And also, if he's watching this, Justin, I got that. I got your photos coming. Don't worry. You know what I'm saying? But yeah. But long story short, yeah, dude. So he's such a cool guy. He's building such an awesome thing, and he's coming to the STR event. If you guys are over here in the Seattle area, make sure you come check out the STR event that Chris hosts.
All right, nice. Let's see. Casey's tuning in. So Casey's in California, possibly relocating to Vegas, but he's thinking about what if that's the right decision for his family. Just a reminder, the PayPal link for the ORAT shirt that Harrison has on is in the chat. Go check out Ray's YouTube channel, What Pros Do. And let's see here. What else we got? Troy says first 30-day on short-term rental is absolutely a must. You agree with that, Ray?
Yeah, yes, 100%. The reviews, everything. Like, I don't know. I don't know what I feel like. I feel if you don't get that first review, you go further down in like the Google search, right? and then you go into the world of like nothing land where you're like with the degens. I don't think you want to be down there, bro.
Troy also says we've been super hosts for 3 years now, and I still make sure I respond to guest questions as fast as I can. It's everything with Airbnb.
Yeah.
Yep. John also said reviews are critical. A single bad review in the beginning can absolutely kill your listing so bad you may have to start over.
Yes.
So I
Yeah.
hear you guys talking a lot about Airbnb. How do the other platform? Do you guys all put on other platforms, or what's your experience with that, Ray?
Um, Over here at the Brownie, right now we use Airbnb and VRBO. My market over here for the Washington area, I'm not getting great success with the Brownie with the VRBO. We might get out of all our bookings, maybe out of 10, we get one every 2 months. You know what I mean? It's that low of usage for this property. Now I've talked to other hosts in the area, dude, since I'm a part of a groups, and they're like, "Oh, dude, in the Seattle market, I get VRBO bookings all the time, more than I do Airbnb." And I'm like, "What the heck?" You know what I'm saying? So, I think it's just different per property, um, and also like the kind of demographic that you're essentially attracting.
Uh, Joe making fun of the F-150. He says the problem is you bought a Ford, found on the road dead.
Hey, I can't even say anything because he probably passed me. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah. So John, Deconstructing Dreams says, Ray, what do you think has helped getting further out bookings? I am doing really well, but my lead time for reservations has been very short.
Dude, me too. No, actually, for some reason, and I don't know, it's because I'm a new listing, but I'm more of like the fallback for some reason, right? And my property, I can't really blame it because like my property isn't really like a resort. You know what I'm saying? It's a like renovated house. You know what I'm saying? But I did decorate it. but it doesn't have a pool table, it doesn't have a pool or a jacuzzi. It's not. I don't think it's anybody's like amazingly first choice. You know what I mean? But what I realized is in that area, there's a lot more longer bookings. So they're like, oh, I need about a week and a half with my family, which is great for me, right? Because those bookings are like, close to 2 grand every time. And I'm like, okay, that's cool. But it's, I tend to get the people who's like, hey, these guys canceled on me, a tree fell on their house or something or whatever, and they're like, you're the only one available. I'm like, hey, that doesn't suck, I'll take it. So I don't know, that's just my experience. Once again, I'm not doing enough research to like see what else is going on out there.
I do have a question actually. I forget, does your wife have a W-2?
Yeah.
Okay, so does this qualify you as, or are you using the short-term rental loophole with this, even though you have a sub two, I guess, contract for it? Like, are you technically the owner in a sense, and are you taking the tax advantage?
I know what you're talking about. To qualify as like that professional status, let me tell you, I'm not accounting advice for anybody here, but I've talked to my accountant. I've used her for years. She's amazing. Okay, but it's a lot more that goes into qualify for that, right? There's a lot of like red tape in there, and you got to make sure that you're doing everything by the book. And we've chatted about it, and it's something that we were looking into. But she says it's not going to be as cut and dry as what most people think it is.
Well, I know it's similar to the real estate professional, but the short-term rental has its own loophole, right? So you get kind of that same benefits, but you're not having to qualify as a real estate professional if you're actively managing the short-term rental. So, but
Mm.
I was curious more on the sub two side of it. Are you able to take advantage of those tax benefits if you're, I guess, I don't know if, the financing is still under someone else, correct? But
Yeah.
so that was what I was curious about. Let's see. Stan. Oh yeah, Josh says Justin is a cool guy. Stan says for photographers in Washington, I'm a huge fan of the Olympic Peninsula and Olympic National Park.
Oh yeah. Yep. No. I wish I shot and just with my camera more as like a fun thing, but now that it's like it's hard to get out there. I'm just gonna be honest.
Troy also says, Ray, that's exactly what I was wondering because accelerating the debt pay down so that you could have pure cash to invest or live off of.
Yeah. Yeah.
John says Airbnb is about 85% of bookings and VRBO is about 15%. I haven't gotten any from the other platforms. Okay, good information. Alex says, can you expand on how your experience in photography and marketing has helped you in launching your Airbnb?
Um, my photography and launching my Airbnb. Just being able to kind of see, like, I have like over a decade's experience of just watching how interior designers work and how they stage their property. So I think I just seen more, just like with anybody, like I know what works and what's modern and what's in and what's not. And those kind of vibes kind of like help me out. And I'm doing it subconsciously just because I'm just around it all the time. So, I wish I wish that I had like a better answer, but I think it's just through exposure I get the experience. I don't know if that makes sense.
All right. Let's see. Stan also says our lead time is also relatively short this year, usually getting bookings 1 or 2 weeks out, maybe a month at most.
Wow.
Well, do you get a lot of cancellations? Like, do you think people are booking and then canceling, or?
We probably out of like, man, it's really low. Like I would say it's under like 10%. Like we're not generally getting cancellations unless like there was something major through their travel plans because most of our people are traveling from out of state.
Gotcha.
Let's
What
see.
what's the best feature that you're seeing in the comments for your reviews? And is it the same as in Michigan versus Washington?
No, our Washington one is a more like it's more fun. It's got pool tables, it's got bars and whatnot. So that one gets more of like, oh, dude, this funky, awesome, vibe. Like we love it. At our Michigan house, oh, such a quiet, cute little house. Like that's it. It's just a nice, comfortable house. Like we literally had a bachelor party there, and the ladies, were I don't know having a fire, and then they went out and did whatever ladies do on a bachelorette party.
Let's
Nice.
see. Yep. Josh says he's shopping for a short-term rental beach property on the Gulf Coast, and it's a buyer's market, but you have to weed through the wish prices. John says my last 3 months have been the best so far. Profit has been more than my W-2 job, but it's so crazy how the short lead time is. I am booked solid rest of July, but nothing next month. Oh wow.
Can I just say this? Don't focus so much on that. Like because I felt that sometimes. I'm like, hey, why aren't we getting bookings? Well, for my property at least, like I don't know. I mean, we get our bookings sometimes just like a week out. You know what I'm saying? And I don't get why that is. Um, but maybe I shouldn't say anything because, like, once again, I might be in my own little bubble here. Oh, can I answer this question for Flavio? I just
Yeah.
saw it.
Go ahead, man.
Do you charge any cancellation fees? Cancellation fees, I just put it on the strict one where I think if they like cancel within like a couple of days of booking, there's no fee. But like if it's like 15 days, I think it pretty much takes whatever their deposit is or something.
Say good morning to Chris. Chris is tuning in. He says, I believe you do get the tax benefits in a sub 2 deal. Um, so Troy says that's a good. How are you going to offset your income next year? Is any not tax advice, but what are you looking at maybe?
Well, the good news is some of that stuff I couldn't just take. Remember the renovation? That renovation I did like was pretty substantial, right?
No.
So some of that you can't just take all at year one, right? You have to depreciate it over so many years. So that's some of the ways that I do it. I have other properties that I can, obviously depreciate from, but I'm also a business. Then there's benefits, through having a business. So you could just, buy more equipment that you need and blah blah blah.
Well, do your own due diligence, but ChatGPT says yes, you can take advantage of the short-term rental loophole even if you purchase in a sub 2 transaction. So that might be a way to offset your wife's active income. Let's see. Uh,
Ray, would you say everyone needs their own business?
Yes.
Yeah.
like yeah, dude, like this is my problem. Okay, every time I go to Comify, like I love real estate, right? But like I'll never work for corporate America ever again. You know what I'm saying? That's just,
Yeah.
and not to downplay anybody. Like there's things for everybody, right? But I know my journey. I couldn't do it. I'm just not a corporate guy. I can't. You sit there and you look at the clock and you're like, hey, why are you 5 minutes late? I'm like, shut up. You know what I'm saying? Like I'll get here when I
Yeah.
get here. That's just my personality, and I operated in that world, and I hated it.
Yeah.
well, I've seen your behavior at the already event. Yeah, you wouldn't make it in a W 2, man.
No, no.
Troy says, hey, Ray, when is Chris' next event? I want to go to it.
Chris's next event is on the 30th of this month. Guys, let me tell you, like this guy is literally single-handedly creating our STR community here in Washington, bro. Like we have a lot of communities, but nothing like this where they're really just giving out information to kind of help each other grow. Like, and the crazy thing is, he's over there buying the pizzas and doing all this. Like, dude, what are you do? Like, you don't need to do all that. The amount of value of just like the connections here is just awesome. So honestly, if you live in the area and you don't go to these types of events, I don't know what you're doing if you're trying to get into the STR. You know what I'm saying?
Is Chris also the one that you were trying to get on my channel and you just ghosted me?
Oh, dang! Right in
No,
front of
I know.
everybody.
No, there was someone, right? There was someone you were trying to,
No, no,
right?
I think that was Hans from the Subject 2.
Okay, that's right.
No, but Chris is more of a co-hoster for Airbnbs. Hans, he's a pretty busy dude, bro. He's a big guy. You know what I'm saying? But like I said, I could ask him again and see if he'd be willing to.
Well, it looks like you have to put more about this event on your social media pages because even Flavio is asking, where can I find this event, right?
Can I just paste it? Can I just paste it here? Like
Yeah,
I
or
yeah.
yeah, or if not, put it in. I don't know if you can, but if not, put in a private chat and I can throw it in there.
Okay. I do want, like, guys, it's such a cool
Oh,
event. I'm gonna try to make it again this.
World Traveler Stan says, "Ooh, STR community in Washington. I could use an excuse to take another trip to Washington." So maybe
Hey,
Stan might head out there. John says, "Yeah, in 2 years, I've only gotten maybe 3 cancellations."
It's really good.
Okay. While Ray's looking for that, Harrison, maybe update on your real estate journey and your
Yeah.
search for properties and whatnot.
So yeah, thanks to the help of Jack, he's been helping me kind of figure out areas in Butler, Pennsylvania. And so I've actually made an offer officially and just waiting to hear back from the seller right now. I mean, right now I'm just having the hardest time getting good rates at even with an 820 plus credit score. And I'm getting like 886. So it's
886.
yeah. Set like I think the lowest was 7.6, but all the way up to 8.6. So
Damn.
shopping around. Yeah, it's bad.
Huh.
So I'm making some pretty disrespectful offers because like, hey, I need to make money here, guys. And so
Interesting.
yeah.
Okay.
But
Uh,
there's definitely meat in the bone in the area. So I'm definitely if this one doesn't work out, this seller has multiple properties. So I'm trying to see, hey, if you don't want to go with this one, what do you want to sell? So
well, I did post a Facebook link to the event, so those of you out there like you want to check it out, Stan, if you want to, if you actually are serious about making that trip. But yeah, that's probably going to be a cool event. And also, I know he was here earlier. Ray, you actually Harrison too. You guys met Max in Vegas at the already event, and he
yep.
actually closed on his first property. He's going to be
let's
house hacking. He
go.
found the duplex.
Congrats.
Yeah, so it's been a while. He finally got that his divorce situation settled. And yeah, he closed on a duplex.
Dude,
See,
That's
Proof
awesome.
Oak says, I know Trade Better is a crypto bro. So, yes. And Proof Oak, I actually reached out to someone. So, I don't know if you guys saw Michael Zuber interviewed someone who he took out a HELOC. He bought a lot of Bitcoin recently. So, that person may come on the channel. I reached out to them on social media.
Nice.
So, they may be someone that looks like they may want to do some live streaming and whatnot because it sounds like he's writing a book and things like that. So, but what's Bitcoin looking like right now, Harrison?
It's up and down, but right now the whole market's been doing really well. I mean, it's reached record levels. I mean, you can't complain about what's going on. I look at more of the Monero, and I mean, Ethereum right now is exploding because of the smart contract features. So there's a lot of really good items in the crypto space again. So, um,
can I ask you a question, Harrison? Like,
sure,
I used to play like during COVID, but like I've kind of
right,
backed off all that now. But
right,
my biggest question is like, I noticed that it does look like we're on a bull run, right? Like obviously
right.
Bitcoin is at 118,000. I guess my question is, are you more just thinking that this is going to run the rest of the year, or do you think it's just going to be kind of stable? Just from your opinion, from what you've been watching.
From my opinion, it's especially now that the what was it that Trump just passed the USDC, like the bill for using the US DC coin to buy. Um, I'm sorry, rate. Why is it leaving my mind? But it's basically buying debt, US debt, and if
Okay.
now that that's basically democratized buying debt rather than just countries buying it, and all of a sudden, I think there's going to be a lot of with the returns potentially being a lot better than investing outside in other countries. There might be a huge bull run for crypto in general, just for the rest of the year. May go into next year. I mean, it's one of those where because of how volatile the markets have been everywhere else other than the US, it might all be coming home this way.
Over here in my area, right, we have a lot of those tech guys and
Yeah.
Amazon. All of them are on that XRP train, and they've been on it for like
Yeah.
the last like 5-6 years, right?
Yeah.
So I'm just waiting for the day when I wake up in the morning and I see XRP at like $20 or something, and then I'm like, oh my god, all those tech dudes are about to be super rich.
Yeah.
You know what I'm
Yeah,
saying?
exactly. It's like XRP's been, I mean, they've probably had the most backing for compared to anybody. And that's, yeah, it's paying off right now. Genius Act. Thank you, Prof. Hook. So,
Yeah,
yeah.
genius act. Also, people do know that I invest in Pittsburgh. Trump announced that whole investment, $1 billion investment, 90 billion, I believe, for
Yep.
AI infrastructure and whatnot. I know Jeff is here. He's in Pennsylvania. Maybe he can throw in his thoughts on what he thinks of the infrastructure and whatnot, or if that will impact real estate there. But I know Harrison has some ties to um, those how do you say it? Those
The data
AI,
centers.
yeah,
Yeah.
in your
Yeah.
area, right? And your thoughts on it.
Right. Yeah. So it's a mixed bag. So I think with all this money coming in, it's going to definitely update the much needed infrastructure of Pittsburgh. I think, and the surrounding areas. I think there's a lot of real good that comes out of it. The hard part is that, yes, you're right. So being from the Northern Virginia, DC area to Central Virginia, there have been a lot of data centers built because we have nuclear power and electricity was really cheap. That being said, these data centers are mass. I mean, they're the size of a Costco and even bigger. And what's awesome is that you need an army of electricians, construction workers to get it going. So that's great for short-term builds. Maybe it takes 7 people to run it after that. And then imagine a sea like neighborhoods of just these massive data centers, and it kind of takes away the charm of the area. And then on top of that, when you're building, there's a lot of issues with like dust and everything. So anybody who lives within a 5-minute radius of these things, I mean, other than the noise pollution, you're just going to get like dust flying into the area. It's going to be temporary, but we're seeing that here in Virginia. So that's kind of where I feel conflicted. And that's why the properties I'm looking for will be away from these locations so that people can have peace of mind.
Yeah, it's funny you mentioned that because my initial, I get excited about that, right? Seeing this money
Right.
pouring into there, and then yesterday I live streamed with 2 agents, brokers in Pittsburgh. Alex Deacon, who's kind of a been in the community real estate for probably 30, 40 years, and he's just like he didn't even hear about it, right? He's kind of just like it doesn't change what I'm doing because until I actually see stuff being built and whatnot, but I'm sticking with kind of his boring, what works for him, right? He's not going to start making these speculative purchases and whatnot, and trying to get ahead of things, right? So I love that it kind of grounded me a little bit, right? Like at first I was like, oh, I got all excited, and then Alex kind of just keep doing what you're doing, everything's working, and kind of just stay on the same path, right? Jeff says, this city where my brother has his Airbnb passed an ordinance requiring all Airbnbs meet or exceed hotel motel requirements. He has to install a $10,000 commercial fire sprinkler system. Wow.
Yeah, they're really trying to push them out then, huh? Because you put some
Yeah.
regulation on that, they want them little dudes out of there.
Yeah.
I think a couple people have heard the rate that you were quoted, Harrison, and they're saying so. Like John says, have you spoken with Velocity, Convoy, or even Mac the Mortgage Guy, several lenders from the event? And Jeff says he just got a 6.8 commercial property loan commitment.
Right. Yeah. Let me add on to that. I forgot. It was that so when you go under 100,000, because there's a lot more affordable markets, is that because they want, it's usually a 70-30 cut, and this is for DSCR. That's where the rates hike. Yeah. This property is sub 75,000, but cash flow really well. Just needs a little bit of work here and there. So,
Nice. John says, I was going to try to turn my single family into a triplex, but the fire marshal said I had to do fire sprinklers. Makes it not worth it for sure.
Yeah, makes sense.
So let's also, since there's no other questions right now, maybe Ray, do you shop at Costco? What's your thoughts
Yes.
on people buying at Costco?
Dude, I love Costco. I think Costco is freaking awesome. I generally try to get my gas at Costco because I feel they're probably a little bit more strict on the quality of gas that you're getting, and I've noticed the difference, right? As far as like daily shopping, I think it's worth it. Like savings is great, but also I like to go to the deli and get like all that stupid stuff that you shouldn't be getting. So yeah, I love
Okay,
Costco.
okay. So do you think you? So wait. So you don't, right? You don't have kids, right?
Mm-mm.
So do
No,
you think you overconsume things, or you buy too much for you and your wife?
dude, who doesn't at Costco? Everybody does. Are you kidding me? You go out there for $20, you're coming out with 300 something. It's ridiculous.
Uh, see,
Yeah.
Lynn tuned in just to see the Costco sign behind me. How it's doing. All right, hold on. Joel
Yeah.
said I didn't ask this part of his question. He said, did Ray buy a Cummins? He says you don't
No.
put gas in a diesel because you just talked about gas.
Dude, can I tell you, like, dude, as soon as I bought the truck, like, it's a new to me truck, okay, guys? It's not like a 2025, okay? I bought a 2015, and it's a 6.7 for those diesel heads here. I didn't buy no 6.4. I got the 6.7, baby, okay? And dude, I bought it and I put it in my garage, and I have literally been taking this apart, putting aftermarket parts all over it. So, like, I'm gonna give it a big reveal here in like the next month or two once I'm finished with all my BS.
All
Nice.
right, so Lynn is kind of where this whole Costco discussion also came up because she was talking about how she doesn't have a Costco membership and whatnot, and but yeah, it's really eye-opening to see, and I noticed it too going to Costco. Even yesterday I just went and it's like, oh, this looks kind of, just grabbing these things end up in my cart, and I'm just like, so Jovi does say Costco is a minimum $1,000 trip.
Yeah, dude.
Lynn's
Dude, can anybody relate? Right, you're over here, you're chilling, you're getting some stuff, and then the ladies, hey, would you like to try this? And then you're like, oh shit, I need socks, and then you throw socks in there, and then you're fucking getting your rice, and then it's just like, dude, it's a setup. You know what I'm
Yep.
saying? Of course, like, yeah.
So Lynn says, I felt my soul being compelled to this live. John says a duplex would have been okay, but zoning messed it up. So now pivoting to ADU. Yep. So as I mentioned earlier, Justin Canberra will be on tomorrow with Chris Webb in West Lynchburg, but Justin is working on a detached EDU in his area. So and he's also a Rockstar agent. So come tune in tomorrow, 11 a.m. Eastern. I think Lynn folks are still doing the out-of-state investing, so choose wisely, folks. But John says I shop at Costco often, especially for the short-term rentals for towels, linen, snacks, and drinks.
Right.
Yes, Josh Burdick is seeing posts about how Hogan has passed away. I'm not sure if
Yeah.
that's
Oh my
true.
god,
That's
not the
true. Yeah, it
Hulk
just passed
Meister.
40 minutes ago. Just
Really?
71. Yeah. I saw that comment earlier. It's
Yeah.
like,
So
hang
Flavio,
on.
Flavio, you're removing true content from there. Flavio's been erasing all those messages, I believe. So I guess it is true. So I don't know.
Yeah.
Man, that's why. How old was he?
71.
Oh, okay.
I thought he was
Uh,
older. I don't know why.
He's a
yeah,
legend,
yeah.
bro.
Yeah, he's a
Lynn
legend. Yeah.
says exactly. It is a setup. Yeah.
Well, I mean, that's why they don't have employees help you guide you to where you need to go. They want you to search, and that's why they move it all around every now and then.
Yeah.
So
That is true.
it's
Wait,
all. Yeah.
wait. I gotta hear. I gotta hear your version, okay? Because you got a Costco background. Like, what
Oh
is
yeah.
it with you and Costco, bro? Do you tell me what's up?
Oh no. For me, it was just because I'm a shareholder, and I was
Oh,
like,
okay.
dude, yeah, Costco's like been doing really well. I'm not mad,
Okay.
I'm at least able to kind of stay away from overspending, but yeah, it's when the sales come in, then it's like, oh shoot, I just spent $400 on diapers. Right? Oh no. So
I
but
thought you were gonna say you were like the GameStop of Costco. You know that
yeah, exactly.
Yeah, so that if you
Yeah.
guys haven't seen it, go check the replay from Saturday's live. It was Lynn, Jen, and Lynn's friend Violetta. I'm trying to get Violetta back on, but
Yes.
she is attending the Backstreet Boys concert, so she will not be available. And that was another topic we were
Yep.
discussing
Yes.
because there's a lot of us that didn't know what BSB stood for, especially Dylan, who's a lot younger. He had no idea when that came through the chat. But
Wait.
John says, Ray, I have a 7.3, not as powerful, but lasts forever, and I get 15.2 miles to the gallon.
There
Let's
you go.
go, dude. Yeah, dude, this is my first time getting a diesel. For anybody that's like a diesel head, right? Like, once you buy a diesel truck, I don't know what it is, bro, but like you literally want to research and you want to like screw around with your truck. I don't know what it is. Like, so like I
Nice.
feel like I just grew tons of hair in my chest and I'm like beating my shed. I'm like, let's, ooh, So I don't know why, but like I'm a part of the gang now, and I'm gonna be watching lots of YouTube videos on it. So,
I'm surprised Flavio hasn't asked you for a ride to Vegas for the event in your diesel truck.
bro, I just got it.
Lynn says, I think she's referring to you. Just buy the stock instead.
Yep. Yeah.
Yeah. So Flavio says this channel is not for doom content. Yeah. Well,
No.
but it's true, and I think I
Yeah.
don't know. I think Hulk Hogan has a we've all kind of grew up on him. I think so.
Yeah.
Sad to hear that news. Let's see. Add a tune, you'll be surprised. Add a tune, you will be surprised. I don't know, Flavio Ray. Add a tune.
Yeah, like tune your truck. See, the
Oh,
problem is, dude, I'm not even like a huge like car geek kind of person. You know what I'm saying? I gotta learn how to change my oil first, bro. You know what I'm saying? Like, but the good news is my neighbor, he is a big diesel dude, bro. Like
Nice.
he's like, welcome to the club, man. Bring it into my garage and I'm gonna show you how it's done. And I'm like, hell yeah, boy. Hell yeah.
what is Ray hauling? Proof of it says.
Dude, I am not. I saw Josh's post on Facebook. It looked like he just went on a big camping trip, and he's got I believe, a Class A, like a big ass RV. No, I'm only hauling a 24-foot RV travel trailer. And let me tell you guys something. This is for anybody who's wanting to get into the RV game. You don't really want to go anything over 24 feet if you're going to plan to visit a lot of like state parks, and because anything over 24 feet, it's actually super hard to get into these parks. And our goal is to essentially hit every state park in the US. You know what I'm saying?
Nice.
And I don't want to be hindered because of my RV being too big. So that's why I'm choosing to stay small.
Joe is making a comment about my age. He says I'm worried because I'm getting old. Talking about Hulk Hogan passing away. John says, Flavio, agree on the tuner. I removed the tuner for about 3 months and it was a dog. Installed it back. So much more fun to drive.
Oh, dude, yeah.
Joe V says 24 feet is not even hauling.
Oh! That's messed up, bro. My heart, bro. That guy said you're not even hauling. Damn.
Hopefully Joe can make it to Vegas, man. He talks a lot of shit, so we'll see if he ends up there in Vegas this year. But I don't know. I thought he was supposed to be looking at property. The wife finally gave him the okay, and I haven't heard an update on that. So maybe he can fill the group in on that situation. Is your wife still planning to go February, Ray?
I think so. Like, it's kind of far out to think about right now, but like, we both, yeah. Like a Vegas trip sounds fun. And dude, I do want to say this. Did you guys see a little glimpse of that Backstreet Boys concert at the Globe? The Globe.
No.
Dude, just take a look at it, okay? Like when you get a chance, look at the Backstreet Boys concert. It's like one of the most like crazy. Yeah, it's just take a look at it. It's weird, okay?
All right, I'll check it out.
Yeah, it's right around the corner. The event's gonna be before you know it. So I believe tickets are gonna go on sale August 1st, August 2nd, possibly. Zuber's
Okay.
talking about. But of course, it's gonna be to school members first. I think he's gonna start rolling out some of the speakers, and I think he's gonna have in school meet the speakers. So he's gonna start doing weekly lives on the Sundays. I think start introducing some of the people that are speaking so that the community can get to know them a lot better. But yeah, it's gonna be. I mean, it's gonna come around soon. So I believe he'll start talking about it a lot more in the next few days.
Nice.
That's awesome.
Yeah, it was a fun time. What about you, Harrison? Is your wife and kid
That
maybe gonna
we're
make it
planning
out?
on it. Yeah, we're as of now. That's the plan. So
All right, and will you be attending the Pittsburgh meetup that Jack is throwing out there early September?
as of now, yes. So yeah, I'm not. Yeah, nothing should hold me back from it. So
All right,
it's
so
probably just
others
gonna be me
out
for that one. So
others don't know, Jack, who is in Pittsburgh, Jack's Business Talk is having a in-person meetup. I believe what September 3rd to the 5th. Is that what it was? But he's having a
September
meetup in
5th.
Pittsburgh. Yeah,
Yeah.
something like that. What about first month free mark? How many left? Have we gotten a lot of people to join school? Yeah, so if people haven't heard, I was offering 20 people's first month free in school. Because if they haven't heard the whole story, Zuber was speaking in Hawaii a few weeks ago. I attended the event to show support, and he found out how much the tickets were, and he reimbursed me. And I was kind of blown away by that. And I said, you know what, I'm going to pay it forward, and I'm going to pay for a certain amount of people's first month of school, new members, first month of school free. I don't want people quitting and rejoining. But anyways, we are at about probably 18 spots left. For because there's other people that stepped up. So the McCune family, Mikey also threw in some money. So altogether, there was about 40 people that we could help. So there's about
Nice.
18 left that we're offering. And I'm kind of trying to come up with something also because I'm getting close to the 1,000 subscribers. So once I hit that, I will probably have some sort of little giveaway in relation to the event in Vegas. So
Nice.
um, yeah, so tune in for that. I haven't really figured out how I'm going to do that yet, but 30 feet is a nice size for national parks, Josh is saying. And
Yeah, I think of, I guess like for me, it's just when we were camping, there was just some areas that we just couldn't get into, and if you just had a smaller, honestly, even if we had something smaller than 24 feet, we could have just got in, right? Because a lot of the times we're pretty spontaneous about our booking. We just go when we want to go, you know? And when you act like that, you don't generally get spots that readily available.
I don't know if you guys have been following Zubers also. He's been trying to come up with some ideas on how to really promote school, the school community, or some kind of hashtag or acronym or whatnot. But I think everyone likes the idea of so far everyday wealth builders. That's kind of seems like that's the catchy one that's sticking. And some people are just trying to come up with like cash
Dude,
flow.
you got
What's
to
up?
do it. You got to do it where it like tilts people, okay? It's like stay broke. You know what I'm saying? Like do stuff that like pisses people off because then they're more likely to just do it out of spite. You know what I mean? Or like
I won't.
you can't afford it, brokey. There you go.
Yeah, John. So John, deconstructing dreams, was one of the individuals that took me up for the first month in school. So hopefully he sticks around. I think he's having a lot of fun. He's moving up the ranks quickly as
Yeah.
far as the leaderboard for posting and replying. I know Josh joined, but he never reached out to me, so I'm not sure if you know. But Josh has joined recently. Troy says, "Attaboy Ray, getting a good truck. I own an F-350 6.7 Super Duty. Love
Ooh,
it. Yeah."
hell yeah, man.
Oh,
Nice.
Flavio asks, "Where is the next camping trip?"
I have Yosemite in my sights. That's part of the reason. I
Nice.
want
That's a
to
good
go to
spot.
Yosemite. I'm trying to combine it with my I'm trying to get my dual citizenship so I can have my citizenship back in the Philippines. I
Nice.
plan to I want to live in the Philippines 2 to 3 months out of the year. That's like my goal, you know. And I think during the winter time I could be back at the Philippines hanging out. You know what I'm saying?
John says I should give away a hat, shirt, or hoodie. Well, you're thinking small, John. So when I hit 1,000, I was going to. I'm trying to figure out. I don't know the exact prices yet. So it's gonna be possibly a VIP ticket to the event for someone,
Nice.
some sort of giveaway. Haven't figured it out yet. But
I was gonna say
yeah,
limited edition Crocs.
so on that point, I don't know if you guys seen Carlos, his son, who's Carlos is a regular on Zuber's channel, and I think they changed the name of the Monday one because I didn't know Zuber was seller financed off his hub place, but whatever his Monday call is now at Carlos. But Carlos's son was on Luke, and Luke is the one that did the custom ORAT shoes for Zuber, and they were doing a live stream on Instagram the other day, and I jumped on and actually, if anyone hasn't too, go check out my interview with Carlos. It was super inspiring. You know, Carlos just and Harrison can, same
Yeah.
situation. They kind of both beat cancer, but Carlos, amazing story. But Luke does custom footwear and whatnot. And I say, hey, can you do a custom Crocs? And he's like, oh yeah. So we'll see if that comes to fruition. But that's something I'm playing around with too, is getting some custom Crocs.
Nice.
I
Let's
didn't know
see.
you liked it that much. Are you seriously like a Crocs lover, Mark? Or is that just like a meme?
Well, I love it in Hawaii, but I definitely
Okay.
in Vegas it was a little bit kind of too cold. I mean, so it was hard to wear socks in Vegas with my Crocs because my feet it fits in Hawaii without socks, but when I put the socks on, now my front of my toes started to hurt because it was hitting the tip of the
Mm,
Crocs on the inside. So, but yeah, I like Crocs, and John's gonna
okay.
probably comment that Crocs are for losers and whatnot. But Mark needs a scamp camper. Flavio, he's asking for the VIP ticket. Send you my address. Come on, Flavio. Let's see. John says less than a month and the top 20. Yep. So he's enjoying school. So Ray, I don't know, you can join free for 1 month and test it out.
Ooh,
Yeah,
here
see.
comes the close.
There we go.
No, but yeah, so I think that's the plan. I do have some things I'm trying to figure out once I hit so I'm at, I don't know, 960, about 958 or so. So once I get there, then I'll probably do some sort of giveaway for the event. And yeah, I don't know. Anything else you guys want to chat about? There was something on my mind. I forgot what it was already though. Um,
No, no, but I'm really excited to hear Justin Canberra's live stream that you said you're having this tomorrow.
11 a.m. tomorrow. Yeah, Justin and Chris Webb, who's in
Okay.
Virginia also.
Yep.
No, like for people who don't know who Justin is, like, him and I have gotten a lot of cool conversations. I think he's coming to the STR event happening on the 30th. So definitely, if you guys want to meet up with him, that might be a good place to do it. But dude, he's just doing so many cool things with the ADUs. I'm still trying to learn more about that because I have properties that I might want to do that exact same thing.
So I guess John, he actually suggested for Zuber to offer hat, shirt, hoodie, and tickets for levels at school.
Yeah. Prices will go up on that because Zuber does premium products. So
Yeah, Josh says Mark is a croc freak. Well, hey Josh, are you gonna be there in February? So Josh went to the year one, didn't attend year two. So I don't know, Josh, do you have plans of making it to year three? Ray got to delete that truck.
Oh, I know everybody's telling me about that, but I gotta, yeah. I'm not going to talk to you, Troy. I'm going to ask you all those questions since you have the same engine.
nice.
All right, Harrison, anything you want to touch on before we wrap things up? I mean,
I mean, I guess the one thing is that, okay, since we're talking about diesels, Ray, would you recommend buying one of the old Japanese Hiluxes, like the old what's it called, Land Cruisers, like that
Dude,
are diesel engines?
I don't like, dude. I'm not the person to ask. Okay, I
Okay.
literally, like, you need to go ask somebody, some big boys here. Ask that guy Joe who says I'm not
Yeah.
towing a real freaking trailer here.
Yeah.
All right, Joe, I'm gonna remember
All
that
good.
name. I'm gonna get that guy drunk as hell in Vegas. This guy.
Dude.
Uh,
Yeah.
John says, did I see his post about Crocs being toxic and feet being able to absorb those toxins very easily? Fugly and toxic, he said. uh, Josh is heading out. Good talk. I'm off to the pool. All right, man. Actually, since you guys brought, I did remember I was going to talk about actually. So I just returned from Japan, and yeah, it was amazing. I'm having my shoulder surgery on Monday. I don't know how much longer I'll be out, but yeah, just being in Japan made me realize, like, this is, kind of the vision, right? Stepping away, retiring early or whatnot, or probably retiring earlier than I should in a sense. But yeah, just traveling. Like I said, I think I touched on it the other live, but I saw my son. I felt like he just grew up in like 2 weeks. Just being in a different country, and he just taking responsibility to, he's trying to figure out for us to what subway to catch, and trying to figure out the yen and how he's going to pay for his, whatever snacks he wanted. But I think that was a great experience for him, and it's just very, yeah, making me realize that the plan or the vision is probably end of next year. Sometime next year is probably
Awesome.
when I'll step away. And like I said, it's probably going to be sooner than I should. But we'll figure that out when the time comes, right? Or but
Dude, can I just say, like, I was chatting with my neighbor. He was a big career man too, and he was just like, man, I want to buy some other toys. It could be extended for another 3 to 5 years. I don't know, man. Like, I feel like if you retire earlier, I think you're still gonna have stuff that you're gonna want to go do. Mark, you ain't gonna just be sitting at home.
Right.
So I don't know. I think earlier is better. Away
oh
from.
yeah, yeah.
Oh yeah. Yeah.
I think, and you guys probably know my personality is I'm probably gonna jump into it, before I'm ready in a sense. And there's others that might stick around longer. So, but that's the way I'm looking at it. But yeah, and like I said, I had whale meat, whale tongue, raw horse meat,
Man.
eel liver. What else did I try? But yeah,
Yakitori? Did you get some yakitori while you're there, bro?
yeah, it is. So that was actually
Come
my
on, man.
favorite place. One of the they're called the stalls, in
Yeah.
Fukuoka. Yeah, so he loved the chicken there. But yeah, so I had, like I said, whale tongue sushi, raw horse meat sushi, eel
And they're known
liver.
for the okonomiyaki. The
Oh yeah, yeah.
yeah. Oh,
I didn't. I think Fukuoka, they said, was the origin of ramen or something like that. Yeah,
yeah.
but yeah, it was amazing. Yeah, so we're looking at. I mean, all these how to buy real estate in Japan stuff are popping up on my Instagram now.
Yeah.
Yeah, dude, you
It's
can
not
buy
crazy
some of.
expensive.
Yeah.
Yeah, Flavio says Hawaii is a luxury jail. You should come more often to this side. Poor
True.
whales, and that could be true. Yes, I'm sure some people. Yeah, yeah.
Mark, like, I used to live over there in Misawa, Okinawa area in Japan. I think I told you. And one of the things is I want to go back. And you being there just recently, like, what I'm saying? Like, I don't know, is it still very, like, the things that I remember, the things I loved was just like how respectful the culture was, right? Like, I don't know, things always felt a little slower, and you always, I don't know, that it still feel like that, or is it more hustle and bustle over there now? Like, what area were you in?
So we went to Osaka first. So the trip was based because my son's elementary school, they have like a neighbor program with schools in Japan, I guess. So this is like the fifth year they've done. This is the first time that we've gone though. But this year's one was in Fukuoka. So he went to two different schools on 2 different days. But we went to Osaka first because We figured, we're gonna go up. Let's go to Osaka first, then we'll go to Fukuoka. Osaka was definitely busier. So I think if I had to say, we preferred Fukuoka a lot more.
Yeah.
But it was super humid. I mean, that's the one thing traveling this time of year.
Mm.
Yeah.
But like you're saying, yeah, it's just very respectful. The one thing you got to get used to is there's no rubbish trash cans
Yeah.
anywhere.
Yeah.
So you got to be prepared to, carry it back to your hotel or whatever, or, have another plastic bag or something. Just kind of keep your trash in there. But that was the only thing. And just, I don't know if I got to figure out a way to, I don't really need to, but what I noticed, so I used my iPhone to pay for the, transit, but I
Mm.
guess I can't use me and then my son. I think you can only use
Yeah.
it for one person. So, but it was good because my son would still have to, that's why I said he was trying to figure out, okay, I got to get
Right.
this one and pay for that with the yen or whatever. So that was actually helpful. But I do want to figure out a way if I can get, I think they said if you have the shared family, you can have it on your watch, one person, and one
Right.
person can use maybe the iPhone. But that's for another day, I guess. Oh yeah, that's right. Troy was saying he's gonna miss the ORAC conference next year. He's gonna
Yeah.
gonna miss hanging out with everyone. I believe his daughter had
Right.
some sort of event, right? Yeah.
Mm.
Well, you can meet up with Ray at the Airbnb or short term rental
Yeah.
conference thing,
Yeah.
but yeah, I don't know when you gonna go back to Japan then, Ray?
I don't know. Well, for me, I was hoping I could use the Philippines as like a home base,
Yeah.
and then I could just kind of jump around. You know what I'm saying? Go to Thailand, go to Japan, go whatever, because it's gonna be pretty cheap for me to stay in the Philippines, and that was my hope, and that's why I want to get my citizenship back over there.
Flavio said, "Was it difficult to communicate?" It's harder to communicate with you, Flavio, but uh, no, but it wasn't. They say you just use Google Translate. So even my son had fun, using the Google Translate and trying to um, kind of communicate that way. So yeah, and I even talked about that on the trip with my son's mom. Because her parents, in North Carolina, they're like, "Why are you guys going to Japan? Like, why do you want to go there?" And all kind of stuff. But anyways, I was kind of like, man, can you imagine though, 30 years ago, traveling to a foreign country or
Oh, yeah.
somewhere, like how do people get around and whatnot or communicate, right? So definitely, like I said, there's technology, and I think that's why people are also traveling more frequently. But yeah, it was a lot of fun, and Google Translate was super helpful.
That's awesome.
Yeah.
Nice.
Yeah, well, this was a fun one. Yeah, I think people, are struggling in the short-term rental side, but there is people that are still killing it. Sounds like you're doing really well, Ray. John's doing well. I mean, putting in a lot of work, but he's still,
Yeah.
like he said, his vision is that his time frame is a lot shorter, I think, to hitting that retirement goal. So that's why he's hustling now. So for him, he's putting in the work. Sounds like Troy's doing well with his short-term rental. I know Jen and Kenny have had some struggles with that, but it seems like if you're doing it right, putting in that work, it still can work for a lot of people.
Yeah.
Um, but yeah, like I said, everyone tomorrow, 11 a.m. Eastern, Justin Canberra and Chris Webb will be on, and as usual, thanks for doing this, fellas.
All right. Hey, I'm gonna
Awesome.
be tuning into
Thanks.
that one. I'm excited to watch that episode, Mark.
Yeah.
All right, man.